Hey guys, it's Jennifer Wilson, your guide at Simple Scrapper. Welcome back to the Great Stash Bash. In this video, I'm going to share a series of my layouts and how I've used those pages to make a dent in my scrapbook stash. Let's get started. I'm going to share 6 different layouts and how I have used an excessive amount of pattern paper or embellishments, thus making a dent in my stash. Some of these were created with that intention in mind, and some of them were created more out of the playfulness of it. And I think you'll see a trend through that when you can sit down and say, I want to use a lot of this type of supply, it becomes this playful challenge that energizes you and helps you get a little bit more organized in the process. So the first layout I want to talk about here is this one called Snow Day. And this one uses a large series of 6x6 papers layered heavily. I was really trying to emphasize the texture of different types of papers here and a more monochromatic look. And I really love how it turned out because it just celebrates all the different types of papers that I really love the most. And it didn't require a lot of effort to put together because I simply layered these papers from a 6x6 pad completely untrimmed. All right, next I want to talk about this layout called Oh Snap. And this is one of my favorites because I love being able to use a punch and then punch circles or some other shapes out of lots of different types of pattern paper. It's a great way to use up your scraps. And it's so fun to create different patterns in the background or in the foreground of your page using all of these shapes. In Sunshine Girl, I am using the repetition of one single type of embellishment as these diamonds. Now, the diamonds had a couple different designs in them, but it's the repetition that I was able to create a pattern on the page and use up almost all of this particular embellishment that I had. All right, so in Hug Please, I used a large number of brads. Now, brads aren't something that I use a lot anymore, and so I really wanted to make a dent in my stash of brads. And I used the string to anchor the brads to each other and just kind of support this photo as if it was like popping out from the page. And I went into this layout with the intention of I wanted to use this particular type of supply, and I basically created the design with that supply in mind. Now, in art and science, this is a little bit different. I wasn't really trying to make a dent in my stash of wood veneers or washi tape. I was trying to show some contrast. I wanted to have kind of an artsy side and a more like science left brain side on the page. And I just started looking through my stash to see what might fit that. And doing a rainbow with my washi tape, which at that time I had stored on my shelf in rainbow order, that immediately stood out to me as I can use a whole bunch of washi tapes here and get them all on the page and create this rainbow look. And then with the wood veneers, they have those hard rectangular edges. They feel a little more left brain, a little more academic or sciencey, and that was a good contrast. Now, finally here, I really love this one because it uses a lot of journaling cards from Project Life collections. And what you'll notice here is that it's not pattern paper in the background. That is a series of Project Life filler cards repeated again and again. So I found the same card and I used it in a grid to make the appearance of pattern paper. And then I also used both 4x6 and 3x4 cards as layers of quote-unquote pattern paper on my layout here. And then I added, of course, my photo and my regular journaling card. So I really used Project Life supplies in place of pattern paper on this layout. I hope this was inspiring to you. I know that I loved looking back through my layouts and seeing how I was able to make a dent in my stash with particular techniques, both of my pattern paper and my embellishments. And I hope it inspires you to do the same. Your challenge is to create a layout using 5 or more of the same type of item. So it could be 5 or more pieces of pattern paper or 5 or more embellishments that are the same. Before you go, make sure to enter our giveaway for a seat in Refresh. Refresh is our 7-day online scrapbooking retreat designed to help you start fresh in memory keeping each and every season. The next session is coming up in April. To win a seat, simply leave a comment on this video sharing your progress in using up, decluttering, or organizing your stash of scrapbook supplies. You may optionally include a link to a blog post, Instagram post, or YouTube video where you're sharing this progress with others. You must be registered for the Great Stash Bash to be eligible. Please check the description box for the registration link and the deadline to enter the giveaway.